Welcome to the Editor's Note Comics Podcast.
I think that this world, it needs men that are willing to make the hard call.
Central Maine's best comics podcast, by default.
Ain't no thing like me except me.
Here are your hosts, Zach and Jared.
I'm gonna have to come with me. No. When do we start?
Welcome back, everyone.
We're all gonna perish in the cold, snowy abyss.
Easy does it.
Snowmageddon is nigh.
It's time for our long-awaited show, put off for over a year, delayed by a week,
Delayed by another week.
and delayed by a year again.
I'm gonna go on a limb
The
and say
holiday
that
special isn't happening.
the universe and Mother Nature just don't want this to happen.
It's not happening. No holiday special this year. It's too late.
Yes, agreed.
Things got in the way. We didn't watch it. We did a different thing instead.
We're in the middle of storm prepping for Snowmageddon 2018.
I mean, I just had a busy evening. I didn't have time to watch it.
I'm gonna go on a limb and say that this snowstorm this week will be the biggest snowstorm of the year so far.
Yeah, probably.
Just gonna go on a limb. In fact, I'm so confident, I'm gonna say that in Winthrop, we're going to get at least 16 inches of snow. If we do not get at least 16 inches of snow, the first person to tweet at me telling me I was wrong at Junior Rich will get up to $10 of their choice of merchandise from the shop, courtesy of me.
There you go.
Yeah.
Strange prediction.
Yes.
You're in a competition with yourself.
I am. But you know what? I'm engaging with our listener.
Sure.
Z.
Yeah, I'd like to, it's more than one. Thing I forgot to not say last week. Doesn't really matter because it's not for a while. You know what? I'll say two things up front. Number one, if you want to read more about me with information you probably already know, and probably in what's no more than just a blurb.
Are you in
what the hell
Forbes?
No, I'm going to be in Town East magazine in the March edition.
Oh, wow. That's a way. If we survive Snowmageddon.
Yeah, I have no idea how big of it. It's,
Bombogenesis is happening this week, man.
it's just something to like hype up like local shops. So they did a thing with me.
Did they do like a little article?
I guess, I don't know.
Is there a picture of you?
Oh, not of me,
Oh.
but of the store.
Oh, well.
Probably. We'll see.
We want people to go to your store, so it's probably
Yeah.
best that there's not a picture of you.
Especially like right around the holidays. Like, please, get me when I'm eating the most amount of food. That's what I want.
I had done so well between Thanksgiving and like the week before Christmas and losing weight. Put it all right back over Christmas.
The last 2 weeks have been pretty bad.
Yeah.
And
Well,
it's been so cold, too.
yeah,
It's
well,
like a combination of things. I'm like, I don't want to move, but you know what? I do want to eat all of the holiday food.
I also don't want to be cold, so I'm adding some layers.
Yeah.
It's the winter bulk.
But yeah, so Down East Magazine in March, baby. I'm the cover star, the feature story.
I don't think you're either of those things.
Be a small thing in it, but you know, there I am.
That is if we survive, as the Washington Post put it, a bomb cyclone. Can I just read the headline from the Washington Post?
Can I stop you?
Nope.
Okay.
Bomb cyclone to blast East Coast before polar vortex uncorks tremendous cold late this week. Wow. A bomb cyclone.
I hate whoever wrote that.
You know what a bomb cyclone is to me? It's when you go to Dairy Queen and get a really good treat. Oh, those are blizzards. Where do you get the cyclone? That's
I don't know.
the cyclone, like,
I'm really more
like,
concerned with your
Delicious
use
treat.
of the term bomb.
That's what it says in it.
I know, but still, when was the last time somebody used the term bomb is cool? I mean, I don't know. The kids. I asked someone, like, people still dabbing? Is that still a thing?
Well, I mean, uncool middle-aged white guys do it, like me. When did saying you to bomb,
Go out of fashion.
yep,
Okay.
become uncool?
Always and forever.
I want to see what Google says. Oh, here we go. Searching Google for history of the slang term "the bomb," as in that song is the bomb, yields a number of results in the 40s and 50s jazz glossaries. Interesting.
So you're even further set away from the youth than you thought you were.
Wow, I guess so. Oh, here we go. An article from 2015. 10 90s slang words no one uses anymore because words don't live forever. I'm kind of curious about this right now. Fat.
Oh, yeah.
P-H-A-T. Da bomb was number 2 on the list. Dope. Crib. Come on over to the crib. Cheddar. Unnecessary addition of LZ. Or IZ. Is that IZ? IZ? LZ? Oh, IZ. So like shiznit, biznitch, izzle. You go boy, you go girl.
I can't wait for, like, woke to die. And
Home skillet.
Swole. I hate that stuff.
Home skillet. Scrub. And fugly. There you go.
I don't know. I still know some pretty fugly people.
It's true.
Let's go. Oh, yeah. I'm going to put out a rallying cry, I think.
Is this about the big thing that you've been teasing for a while?
No.
Oh.
We're still a few weeks out from it, but we're coming up on our 100th show.
Oh, yes.
I think that'll be a bigger one. So I think one of the things I want to do for that is to have, I don't know, an expanded special edition, like, letters section. I'm going to try and get another thing in there, too, to make it more than just our regular show. It'll also just
Are we going to do the thing again where people can record their questions?
No, I'd just rather...
Oh, that was fun.
It was a pain.
For you,
Maybe.
not for me. It was, I enjoyed it.
But yeah, if you want to send in stuff for like our 100th episode extravaganza, stop reading your watch.
Oh, this was vibrating.
Are you getting texts on your watch?
No, actually, it's telling me to move. I had been static for too long.
Okay. Yeah, send us
New
in...
year, new me. I'm trying to lose that weight I put on at Christmas. So my watch insults me. It says, move
Okay.
your fat ass.
Yeah, if you want to send in questions for our 100th episode, just label them as such or tweet them or whatever. Rallying call. I have enough questions to get us to our 100th. I'd like to expand. Go crazy with them. Go nuts.
Well, you did sit on one question for a year.
That's fair. But yeah, send in what you think would be good for the 100th episode.
Okay.
I guess from there we have the news.
Before we get started, does anyone want to get out?
It's time for the news.
Last week and this week, short news weeks. Amazingly enough, not of announcements happening around the holiday season. I had to scrub deep for some of these stories. I'm like, that is too few.
Dude, Scrub went out in the 90s. Did you not hear what I said during the opening segment?
I don't know. I don't want no scrub.
Scrub is a guy who can't get no love from me.
You know-
Anybody in our news hanging out the passenger side of his best friend's ride?
You know how people are really upset about Star Wars?
Unnecessarily so, but yes.
They're boycotting it, banding together so the movie is a flop.
I'm kind of late for that.
Yeah, it crossed $1 billion.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Justice League is still like $600 million.
I can just see people now like, you know what? I didn't like Star Wars, and I'm totally gonna like protest it after it's done being in the theater because I'm gonna go see it again. I'm so mad by it, I'm gonna go watch it a third time just to get upset about it.
Yeah, so that didn't work. They've crossed $1 billion.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah, it was a worthwhile investment. But speaking of Star Wars, although not scoring the film, John Williams will be writing the theme for Solo, the Han Solo movie.
I like it.
Yeah, I mean, when has John Williams ever let us down?
Can't think of a time that he has.
No. Thinking, not coming up with anything.
Nope.
He's pretty consistent.
He's the Mozart of the movies. I just came up with that. Probably somebody else did it, but I'm going to claim it.
I think other people have probably complimented John Williams before.
Oh, no, I'm not saying that I'm the first person to compliment him, but I'd like to think I'm the first person to call him the Mozart of the movies. I'm going to get my people to get on the phone with his people and patent that shit. Get a little money out of it.
I mean, he's almost dead.
You know what? Take advantage. Well, you can, I guess.
Speaking of people that are almost dead, Stan Lee turned 95.
I heard about that.
95 years old.
Good boy, Stan.
I thought he was going to drop when his wife went, because those two are pretty well attached.
Oh,
I thought it was going to be one of those cases.
it wasn't, though.
No, he's still going. He's still active. And is still finding other ways other than being 95 years old to be in the news.
Uh-oh.
Because he had $300,000 stolen from him. Happy birthday, Stan.
Chump change to Stan, but still. 300K.
Yeah, more than 3.
100 times more than that.
What's really weird about the theft is the money was donated to a charity that Stan supports.
I don't know.
So someone forged his signature and gave $300,000 to charity.
I don't fully follow that. I'm sorry.
And Stan's like, "Hey, true believer, give me back my cash."
And it's like, well, I already gave your cash to a charity.
Excelsior.
Hey, charity. I'd like my cash back, please.
Yeah, so what a weird way to steal money. I guess they robbed from the rich and gave to the poor. They were Robin Hood of sorts.
Still criminal.
Yeah.
Still very much criminal.
I'd like to paint this vigilante as a hero.
Not gonna happen. If somebody stole $300,000 of your money and donated it to charity, how would you feel?
I don't have $300,000.
If somebody stole 30 of your dollars and gave it to
I
charity.
don't have $30.
Somebody took 3 of your dollars.
Oh no, that's the exact amount I have in my wallet.
Wah, wah.
It's more than I usually have. Yeah. Oh, that was weird. So, investigation pending for the theft of Stan Lee's money.
Donated to charity.
Yeah.
You'd think there would be a paper trail from that.
Take it back. Diamond Comics, the monopoly distributor that are my lord and masters, so praise be to them.
Yes.
There's a weird controversy this week with the publisher. I think it was Action Lab. I'm not even double checking. Let's say it was Action Lab. They had an image for a book of theirs in previews that showed the Nazi swastika, and Diamond censored it.
Oh.
But they put out a statement saying, we're showing a period piece where Nazis are getting beaten up, and if you don't show, the imagery, it's something that will be lost to history. People will forget. We'll be doomed to repeat it, blah, blah, blah. Diamond came back. They put out a statement that said, hey, we never publish stuff with swastikas because we're a global publisher, and that's not legal in Germany.
Good point. Very good point.
Yeah, there was a little bit of a back and forth saying, like, our company doesn't sell to Germany, and Diamond's like, yeah, you do. We're the ones who distribute it. You do.
Yeah.
But they also came back and redacted it with, it's not going to have the censored swastikas anymore.
Probably for the best.
But I guess it just won't be able to be distributed in Germany.
Couldn't they do a printing without that in Germany?
This is a pretty small press. They're not getting more than one printing.
Oh, fair. They're not going to get that German audience either.
A little bit of a backlash towards Vice.com this week.
Ooh.
Yeah. 'Tis the season to release your top 10 listicles of the year.
No, that's come and gone. It's a new year, man.
Well, this was 6 days ago.
Well, okay, but this is 2 days into the new year.
Vice released the 10 best comics of 2017 with the subheading, "This hasn't been a great year for comics. In fact, I wasn't able to find 10 good comics for this top 10 list." Where they then proceed to only do 8.
Okay, I'm waiting.
And people were pissed. I think it's been a really good year. In a lot of small publishers, there's a big backlash of, maybe you should try checking out comics from women or from more diversity or smaller publishers. There's this guy, Nick Gazin, got a bunch of death threats, and a bunch of creators spoke out against Vice and all this stuff, and calls for boycotts and all that. And it's a really stupid, poorly written article. But he's like, no, it was just meant to be a joke. I've been doing this for 10 years and no one else has gotten mad about me being sarcastic before. And my response to this guy is, f*** you.
Do you know what kind of year 2017 was, man? We can't handle... So we're hoping for much better here in 2018, but 2017, we were fried at the end of it. We did not have any place for any of this tomfoolery.
The issue with it
is
is
grabassery.
Vice is a pretty big site. This is a platform, and it's already a medium that struggles enough to try and get big recognition. So to have someone with a voice go, you know what? It all sucked. You're not helping.
No.
You're making it worse.
Yes.
It's not funny. It's just not even on the level of I'm offended, I don't find it funny. No, it's just poorly written. There's no real jokes in here.
You think it was just lazy? He got through 8 and he's like, you know what? I'm tired. I'm on deadline.
No, I think it was a half-assed joke, but it was a half-assed joke that landed flat. And I've checked around some of his other stuff. It's just all crap. I don't know. Don't send him death threats, but maybe just don't read his stuff. Don't go as far as to threaten his life. That's fine.
Yeah, don't. You have better things to do than go to jail for life.
Yeah, there's that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that stirred up controversy.
Snowmageddon!
And a bunch of people are messaging like, well, what about this comic? He's like, oh, well, you should have sent me those. So you're only going to review stuff you get comps of?
That's also very not much the way it should work.
Yeah.
That's also a really poorly constructed English sentence.
Yeah, he's no good. I don't like what he's about.
You don't like the cut of his jib, as they would say.
I do not. Then I need to pull up another article so I can get all of the wording right.
You saw people gonna die?
It's something a lot of people want to do, but no one's going to be able to do really professionally?
What?
Make your own comics.
Oh.
So guess what? Marvel's releasing an app.
Really?
Create your own. And I'll just read directly from the article. Platform looks to allow fans to construct their own stories, starring the company's collection of characters. This is coming from Comic Book Resources, just so we're clear. That's where I get a lot of my comic news. Way too many ads, but still usually well-written stuff.
Yes, go on.
Except that this, and I read about this in a few other spots, because boy, I really had to dig for news this week. There's a lot of restrictions surrounding it, to the point of more than hand-holding. No nudity, sexually explicit images, discriminatory language, graphic violence, or libelous content. That's all pretty standard. I don't see that as being too weird.
Okay.
But then it continues. So guns aren't allowed. So, the Punisher, apparently, even though he's used for the cover art of the app, you won't be able to use him. No death, sensationalism, that includes things like killer bees, gossip, aliens, scandal, etc.
Wait, no aliens? No aliens, no gossip, and no scandal?
So you focus on aliens, but killer bees and gossip?
Wait, no killer bees either?
No killer bees.
What? Marvel, come on. Why can't you have killer bees in your make your own comic?
Content that could frighten or upset young children, or the parents of young children, other controversial topics, social issues, etc. And one that is upsetting people potentially, because Marvel isn't coming out and say don't make a gay character, but they do say politics, and in parentheses, lobbyist, PAC sites, political campaigns, alternative lifestyle advocacies.
This sounds like the most boring creative app ever.
Yeah. So, make your own comics, but make sure you suck out all the personality. They also said no double entendres.
Well,
this sounds dumb and boring.
Yeah, they've really kind of limited the field to what you could do that's fun and exciting and creative for your
How
own.
can it- no sensationalism.
Isn't that what comics are?
It's literally a book called The Sensational Spider-Man.
Nope, not anymore. Can't have him. Well, seeing as your creative buzz has been quelled by Marvel, I'd like to introduce to you this. I'm going to tell you what your rapper name is. What you're supposed to do is, your rap name is Lil, and then the first thing you spent money on in 2018. So for me, I'd be Lil Coffee. 2018 is 2 days old. What was the first thing you spent money on in 2018?
I don't want to say. Because it's true, and it's really the spelling that makes the difference here.
Oh, now you've got to...
It was cock. I bought cock.
Yes!
That was the first thing I spent money on in 2018.
That is the best little rapper name.
Spelling's important.
Oh.
That's why I didn't want to say.
That's awesome. Oh, that's a great way to wrap up the news.
With
isn't
an
it?
A. With an A. And then a U.
Caulk.
I was getting there.
Yes, I'm
Doing
helping
one at
it.
a
Yeah.
time.
Not like the rooster.
Yeah. Yes. That's why I was worried about the rooster.
That's exciting. That is incredible.
I was really trying to think back. I'm like, did I spend anything earlier than that? Like, no. That was numero uno.
Oh.
But yeah, that's the news. Late news week. What are you going to do? It's the holidays.
From Little Coffee and Little Cock.
That's not going to be a thing.
Nope.
Yeah, moving on from there. I guess it's time for Jared's Reading Corner.
It's Jared's Reading Corner.
This week.
You can't get mad at me for waiting till the last minute to read the reading corner this week.
No. It said, here, read this, then I have to read it.
As I walked in the door.
Well, I've read it before.
Oh, well.
So that helps. With the upcoming Black Panther movie, let's learn a little bit about Black Panther. Let's do his first appearance. Let's find out his origin. What's up with him and his panthering about?
Well, he first appeared in The Fantastic Four.
In 1966...
Not too long after the coming of Galactus. In fact, this happened almost right after the Silver Surfer stuff, didn't it?
Yeah, a little bit. This is a big time for the Fantastic Four. Yeah. July 1966, issue 52.
Yes. Written by our boy, Stan Lee, 95 years old. Kirby was on the art?
Yeah,
Yes.
they have the fun titles. Script by Smilin' Stanley. Art by Jolly Jackie Kirby. Inking by Gentleman Joe Sinnott. And lettering by Hammy Sammy Rosen. Also won an award.
This book?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
The Greatest Tale of the Month by Stan and Jack.
Well, they would know. They know all about the best titles of the month. Oh, by the way, look, also, they said no sensationalism. Look at the cover. It's the sensational Black Panther.
Well, there we go.
He's not allowed in the new Marvel Make Your Own Comics. No sensationalism.
Look out, killer bees. Yeah, what are we all about here?
Well, things start off as the Fantastic Four are, as Stan Lee so eloquently put it, pussy-oating around
They're going for a...
in some sort of anti-gravity...
No.
car.
They're going for a spin, pussy oat.
Oh, okay, yes.
You are the pussy oat.
I don't know what a pussy-oat is.
I don't either.
I don't want to Google it either, for that matter. It's a new and modern world. Anyway, they're floating around in this anti-gravity car, which has been provided to them by a representative from the mysterious continent of Wakanda.
Yeah, that's all we really know.
Yes.
They got a free plane.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, because why not? That's how you want to start your day. Free plane.
Yes, and the gentleman from Wakanda says, oh yes, the Skycraft is yours to keep if you accept our invitation from our chieftain. And, Reed Richards like, well, absolutely, we could use a little vacation. So the representative from Wakanda, obviously not dressed for a cold climate, in his toga and ceremonial sash, and
We just identified it's July in New York. He's fine.
Okay.
If anything, he's probably overdressed.
he might be. Well, Reed is wearing his full-on spandex. Blue on blue doesn't really make a lot of sense. Why is he wearing his blue underwear over the rest of his outfit? Can you also explain something for me? Reed Richards,
Unstable molecules.
Yeah, okay. So, Mr. Fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
He can stretch his arms.
Mm-hmm.
How does his shirt also stretch?
Unstable molecules.
Then, well, his shirt's not... How does his shirt stay together if it's unstable?
Because they can bend to whatever. They
That's
can also
sen-
get set on fire.
That's sensational.
And turn invisible.
That's
yeah,
sensational.
It's quite sensational.
Yes.
You know, I'm really glad that's why I said it at first, but you're like, he could stretch his arms, he could stretch his legs. What? Yeah, that's where I thought you were going with it.
Exactly where I was going with
Yeah.
it. So the fun people of Wakanda are excited to hear that the Fantastic Four are going to be coming to partake in the Great Hunt.
Well,
I don't understand the blue guy here in the foreground. Is he blue just because he's like in the shady
Yes,
foreground?
it's just a shadow.
He's also wearing a really epic hat, mask thing.
Well, I love to get the news because, Kirby likes to call technology before it happens. He called Skype a long time ago. They got video phones in this world.
Yes.
But Reed is shocked that, this Wakandan representative can pick up a cellular device and call around the world. He's like, it's unheard of technology.
Also has a very majestic goatee beard type thing going on there.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, I enjoy it. Little do they know, though, the Fantastic Four, that as they are heading to Wakanda, they're not partaking in the hunt. Oh no, they shall be hunted by the Black Panther.
In his stocking costume. That's what it's called officially.
Stocking?
They say it right there.
Oh, yeah. So, and so I removed my stocking costume from its carefully concealed compartment.
Yeah, so if you want to know what the Black Panther's costume is called, it's a stocking costume.
Good to know. Meanwhile, at the Metro College, we find Johnny Blaze.
Johnny Storm.
Johnny Storm, whoever he is.
Johnny Blaze's Ghost Rider.
What? Blaze, Fire, Storm. It doesn't... I don't think it makes any sense. His name is Johnny Storm, but he catches on fire. It would have been better off if he was Johnny Blaze, or Johnny Nitro, or Johnny Sparks him up.
When they named him when he was a young baby, he wasn't being set on fire then.
Oh, whatever.
You just want their names to
make sense
with everything else. My favorite, we'll see him later on in this. We see Black Bolt, full name, Blackagar Boltagon.
See, I
might
can
have
get
said
behind
that before.
I can get behind that. So, awoken from his slumber, Johnny Storm, also known as the Human Torch, is told by his friends in the Fantastic Four, we're going on vacation to Wakanda.
Yeah, we're going to Africa.
And you know what?
Skip school.
So yeah, there's that. And then for some reason, we get like 6 panels of the Inhumans stuck in the negative zone.
Well, they bring his buddy, Wyatt Wingfoot, who is kind of set up to be a big deal and then kind of wasn't.
Well, irregardless.
But...
No, actually, regardless, not irregardless, because irregardless isn't a word.
It is now.
Oh,
it's been added, yeah.
Oh, cool.
Wyatt Wingfoot just results in some strangely insensitive stories towards Native Americans. No, really, they're pretty bad.
Is it like Johnny Proudstar?
No, it's like an evil robot totem attacked us.
Oh, that's pretty bad.
It's always a robot totem.
Okay. But anyway, back to the story, but not really, because we get, again, like I said, just under a dozen panels on the Inhumans. These assholes are still stuck in the negative zone.
Yeah.
And really not accomplishing anything.
They're there for a while.
Yeah.
This is just inserted if you're reading it as an ongoing. Like, hey, remember them? We're going to come back to them soon.
Karnak breaks something, and the blue guy with the weird helmet is just kind of there.
Blackagar Boltagon.
Oh, that's him? Okay, yeah. And then some guy sticks his head through a window, and he looks kind of freaky.
His name is Maximus. He's mad.
Oh, well, he looks kind of shocked and odd right there.
He's insane.
Some chick with some flowing red hair is also just there for a sex symbol.
It's Medusa.
No, it's not. She doesn't have snakes for hair. I know Medusa. Karnak also hurts his hand as he's trying to break the thing that he broke.
It's fine. The Inhumans are there. Don't worry about them too much.
Yeah, because really they got, 8 panels, 9 panels.
And they arrive at Wakanda.
And they're immediately attacked.
Yeah, they're trapped in some kind of dome. But they, as we'll see in the movie, that Wakanda's technology is crazy, stupid, advanced. And, it's all Kirby design technology, so you kind of know what it looks like. Just insane sci-fi stuff.
But the Black Panther kind of has his way. He beats on the Human Torch for a little bit. He takes and gives sleeping gas to Sue Storm.
I love it. He traps Johnny with asbestos, which is Stan's favorite go-to for fire retarding everything. Johnny Storm has ingested so much asbestos in his life, he unfortunately died of cancer at the age of 19.
Or that he was perpetually on fire. That may be also a thing. That would cause me to be dead if I were on fire. He also handcuffs Reed in some titanium handcuffs, and he pretty much knocks out the thing, so there's all that.
Yeah, Ben stops for a drink of water. He's like, oh good, you have now doused yourself with a dangerous amount of devitalizing fluid.
Oh, that's kind of like drinking a lot of beer.
Yes. This happens a lot in the Fantastic Four. Ben will temporarily lose his strength, which doesn't make sense to me. He's a pile of rocks. Like, you can't make rock less rocky.
Yeah, you can. Blow it up.
If someone hit you with a rock, you couldn't be like, all right, now that rock is a weaker rock. I guess you could, but you know what I mean. He's a bunch of rocks.
What if it was like The Rock? What if I hit The Rock with a chair? Then he'd be a weaker rock. But he's a friend of the show, Dwayne Johnson is.
Why would you do that to him?
He was in the wrestling world for a while. He got hit with chairs and stuff.
Not anymore.
No, he doesn't.
No.
I wouldn't actually hit Dwayne with a chair.
I don't know what his net worth is. I never trust the Google ones.
There's a pretty good site.
Whenever there's an estimation, I always assume it's wrong.
Dwayne Johnson net worth. You put Dwayne Johnson N, and it's like Dwayne Johnson net worth, Dwayne Johnson new tattoo. Let's see. As of April of 2017, the best known estimate is $190 million.
He's doing okay.
Yeah, he's okay.
But now that Ben is...
Correction. According to AOL, The Rock is now worth $220 million. Wow. He was the number 2 highest paid actor in the world last year.
Number 1 was Kevin Hart, right?
Hold on. Vin Diesel was number 3. Mark Wahlberg was number 1.
Oh, wow.
68 million. Dwayne Johnson, 65. Vin Diesel, 54.5. Number 4, Adam Sandler. You know why? It's because of all his Netflix movies.
Yeah.
And then number 5, really, Jackie Chan, still a thing. Robert Downey Jr., number 6. Well, we got to go through the rest of it. Tom Cruise, number 7. He's still relevant. He's 55.
Not relevant. Shah
Rukh Khan, no idea who he is. Salman Khan, and number 10 on Forbes list, Akshay Kumar. Chris Hemsworth was number 11.
Moving on. Ben gets beaten up now that he's been devitalized.
Happens to the best of us.
Yeah. When all hope looks to be lost, Johnny Storm comes out of nowhere. He frees all of his friends, and they beat the Black Panther.
And the Black Panther's like, wow, shocking.
How did this happen? Like, hey, remember that 5th guy we brought? Yeah, he just let us out.
Yeah, the guy who had no superpowers whatsoever.
Wyatt Wingfoot. Doing stuff.
Yes. And then
look, he's still current today. Actually, I can't tell you the last time I read a thing with him, but he's still around in the universe.
I don't think it makes him current if you still can't tell me what it's about. So, in the final panels of the first edition, of the first issue, Black Panther reveals himself to be, indeed, the Grand Chieftain of the people of Wakanda. And he's like, let me tell you why. I am all out for deadly revenge.
As the first appearance goes, it's pretty decent. We're going to do one more issue, but just looking at this issue by itself. It does start with the thing that I'm kind of tired of at this point of the series. It made sense, or I'm not going to say made sense, but it was something that they fell back on earlier in the run, and we've been at this for 5 years now, is you have your cover, and then you open up, you have a splash page, which is essentially an alternate cover. Just waste a page of the book. It doesn't do anything. Yeah, no, we know. Most of the characters put up a fight. This being the 60s, Sue is basically useless. Throughout this whole thing, we're going to see her do my favorite Sue line of the 1960s. It's an alternating line I like to consider. Read, what does it all mean? Or read, what do we do now? Basically, Sue's catchphrases. Ben has it's clobbering time, Johnny has flame on. Sue's his, but Reed, what does it all mean?
Please, mansplain this to me, Reed.
Yeah, it's not great.
Not a good look for her. Or for Reed.
Oh, yeah. Reed comes off as a jackass a lot. And he does in this one, too. The first thing he does is like, Sue, go away. You can't help.
But Reed, why? Tell me more.
What does it all mean?
Pretty much it's a clunky way of getting out some exposition.
Oh, yeah.
And by clunky, I mean, like, really clunky.
Yeah, Sue isn't smart enough to do anything. I mean, we're talking first Black Marvel superhero. I like that they open up as kind of a badass. And I also like that he is the richest man in the world, and also they're super smart.
Yes.
Stan, as a whole, was a pretty progressive guy. There's a few weird oddities in here, like, you can say, even with them being, super technologically advanced, when you look at some of the designs, it's a little strange. And clearly at this point in comics, coloring-wise, they weren't really used to coloring black people yet, because they're more of an ashy gray.
Yeah.
Than they are any kind of actual skin color. Like, they look like corpses. This is the same kind of coloring you would see on, like, a zombie these days.
Yeah, they don't really... Yeah, they're kind of ashy is the best way to point it. Like a charcoal
and they wouldn't,
briquette that's been cooked.
It's going to take about another 12 years to start coloring black people well. It takes a while.
But don't let that interrupt us from the dance of friendship, which kicks off the first page of the second issue, to which, again, the Thing, totally culturally insensitive, calls them a bunch of Fred Astaire's they ain't.
Yeah. It's weird, because at this point in the series, and just with Marvel as a whole, Stan was doing most of, like, the fun credits. This one is just straight script, art, inks, lettering. And then, Native Dances, the Ballot Forbush Troupe.
Yeah.
Forbush Man was just a weird pseudonym that Stan / character made for himself. It's a weird little thing to start with.
Do you ever wonder what kind of drugs Stan was on in those days?
None really. Stan was straight edge.
Oh, okay. Just really creative.
Yeah. No, everyone else was on a bunch of drugs, but Stan was very straight edge.
Oh, cool. Good for Stan.
Yeah, he wasn't very happy with a lot of the other people in the office because of it.
Well.
Stan was a narc.
Stan made a lot of money because of them being on drugs.
That's fair.
Not advocating for drug use. But still. So the dance of friendship happens, and while this is all going on, the heroes of our story prepare to get the origin, finally, of the Black Panther.
Finally, it's only been an issue.
Well, whatever. Still, waiting quite a bit. But we also have a couple of guys with a fez and, like, some Crocodile Dundee wannabe coming across a giant red simian. By simian, I mean, like, wannabe gorilla, who just starts raising hell on the way to Wakanda. Really, argue my point. That's pretty much what's happening here. These two guys, really, it's probably like it's a guy on a safari with his guide, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, we see a giant red gorilla, like 20 feet tall, furless, pure red, attacks these two individuals, probably killing them.
No, they were having a pretty good fight after the fact until a giant red elephant comes out at them and is literally throwing pieces of the Wakandan jungle at them.
Same deal, just pure red, bigger than normal.
Well, this is all happening. Our hero, kind of, I guess, but main character of the story, I think.
T'Challa.
Yeah, whatever. The Black Panther, to you and I, is walking around with the shield and spear of the Black Panther explaining what's going on and that he's extremely rich. And they're like, oh yeah? Why are you rich? And he's like, well, you're sitting on it. Oh, this marble table? No, it's a table made of vibranium.
So this is also our first introduction of vibranium into the Marvel Universe.
So what did they ever say that Cap America's shield was made of prior to that? Just shield?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
He was just good with the shield.
I guess so. But how is this shield impenetrable to begin with?
Shield.
I like the vibranium answer a lot better. That being said, T'Challa, is that right? Did I say that right?
I don't know which one you're talking about.
I'm talking about the current Black Panther.
Yes. T'Challa, and then his father, T'Chaka.
T'Challa is recalling about how his father,
T'Chaka,
he talks about this man named Claw and how he's all about the vibranium mound. Because in the middle of Wakanda, there's a giant mound of vibranium.
And that's where all the money is.
Yeah, make it rain, baby. Get that cheddar. Because that vibranium is the bomb.
Like how his name is Claw and then something happens to his hand. Do you feel better about that?
It's a little bit better, yes.
It's a little on the nose,
Is this the character that Andy Serkis' character is based on?
Yes.
Okay. Is his name Claw in the movies? No.
Yes.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, Ulysses Claw.
Oh, see, I was paying attention-ish. So, while all this is going on, Claw is here to take the vibranium to make a sound gun. Because he wants to transform sound into a weapon and be the man on the block. And
T'Chaka says, no.
That ain't gonna happen on my watch.
So they kill him.
Yeah. Oh, really? So they kill him. And then that sends T'Challa into a rage, and then he shoots off the sound gun and takes off Claw's hand.
But what I like is this is the 60s, so when T'Chaka dies, it's entirely off-panel. You just get the sound of a gun crack.
Yep.
And you don't see it because it's the 60s, and this is in the age.
And they're really laying waste to an entire village. Like, there's people fleeing a village on fire, and Claw's going crazy. So they have the big sound gun, and T'Challa fires it off.
Hits a couple of guys, doesn't kill them, and accidentally blasts off Claw's hand.
Claw's claw.
Yeah, he doesn't have it anymore.
So, with all that being said...
That was 10 years ago today. And the reason that he was fighting the Fantastic Four was to test his skill, to know that he could fight this one-armed man.
Yes.
Because apparently he's as good as the Fantastic Four.
He also feels that the one-armed man is coming back. And guess what? He is in the person of the giant red gorilla.
10 years to the day.
Yes. So the Fantastic Four are like, oh, okay, let's go. So we get, it's clobbering time. But Reed, what does this all mean?
Yes, she does.
It means, oh, we gotta fight.
A couple of times. What, darling? What is it?
Well, anyway, they fight this giant red gorilla, and they're really not having much luck with him at all. So they're like, what do we do now? And so...
Black Panther leaves is like, I'm going to deal with this myself.
Yeah. He's like, well, apparently I kicked your butt, and that really was not even a warm-up for me. So he goes and is able to penetrate the inside of this giant red animal, where he finds Claw. And Claw is using seismic sound waves, which really feels redundant to say that, to create whatever he chooses. And right now, he's choosing to make a giant red monkey.
Did you know that sound could do that? You could just make sound a thing.
Yes.
What's fun about his hand here, his new replacement hand, kind of looks like a tiny satellite dish. And we saw a little bit of what his hand is going to be in the trailer for Black Panther for a second. It's like his hand kind of splits open between his middle and ring finger, and there's just kind of a gun in there. Which is less fun than satellite hand.
And with his satellite hand, he creates a red panther and an elephant, who's just kind of raising hell on the Fantastic Four. Well, the panther fights, the Black Panther. Tremendous irony.
Not really. It's not irony.
No, it's just straight up visualness.
It's just a thing that's happening.
Yes. So, T'Challa gets the better of Claw and really doesn't take much to do it, destroying his satellite hand, and then all of a sudden, all of the giant red animals disappear. And Claw is assumed to be gone for quite some time, when in reality, nope, he transports himself inside of some sort of sound wave and says, I'm going to come back better and stronger than ever, as most villains have wanted.
Sound.
Yes.
And the Fantastic Four all say that T'Challa is the best guy ever.
And that sound he's going to come back in, or come back as, is going to be a combination of the Jonas Brothers in one direction. That's enough to bring any man to his knees.
But they do start the next issue off playing baseball together, so that's fun.
With the Black Panther?
Yeah, they just stay and play baseball in Wakanda. It's a thing.
Does he use a vibranium bat?
No, regular bat.
Oh. I feel like with a vibranium bat, he would be hitting home runs for days.
Sound animals are a little silly.
Sound animals are very silly. But we get introduced to the Black Panther, and the Black Panther is generally kick-ass.
Who's, as I've said before, Marvel's Batman.
Yes.
You know, rich kid watches his family die before his eyes, swears vengeance in an all-black costume, taking the image of an animal to hide behind, and, you know, hunts down his parents' killer.
His superpower is that he's rich.
Yeah. And Panther skills.
Really? I mean,
with his stocking costume.
Was I blown away by this? No. Was it fun?
Well, they don't get into how he does have strength, and they don't get into that. Basically, he has to do a lot of drugs.
Did they get that in the baseball issue?
I don't remember what it happens.
Is he on performance-enhancing drugs?
He is, essentially.
Is that why he's so good at baseball?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But, no, his powers come from there's a bunch of herbs that they need to burn that he needs to inhale.
Oh, I'm sure it's a bunch of herbs he needs to burn and inhale.
Yeah, it's like a whole traditional ritualistic thing. But, yes, he does essentially get his powers from smoking weed.
Well, I have nothing to add to that, really. That's probably appropriate.
One of the great things about the Fantastic Four is it acted as kind of a backdoor opening for a lot of characters in the Marvel Universe, Black Panther being one of them. And just for clarification, no, the name does not come from the 1960s group of the same name. This actually predates them by a little bit, and no, they did not take it from here.
Thank you for that bit of American history.
And this plays out in right around the peak of Stan and Jack's collaboration in the Fantastic Four. They're not bad issues by any stretch of the imagination, and it adds a whole other layer to the Marvel Universe. What's so great about this run is they were literally creating an entire universe, and they had this whole, like, other level of technology and civilization in a guy who's just as smart as Reed, but has different skills and money.
Money's important.
Yeah, I like it as a whole, and, you know, it's also nice seeing this in the 60s as I don't run into any big racial things with it like I do with other characters. Like with Wyatt Wingfoot, they run into that a lot. Real bad stuff with Native Americans, but you don't really get a lot of that here.
Okay.
Well, just I'm saying with any kind of African culture, I wasn't really running into any walls of like, that's uncomfortable. I'm running into more of it with Sue being like, but Reed, what does it all mean?
Well, it means that I'm going to mansplain some stuff.
Yeah, I run more into that than I do anything with the Wakandan culture, that totally fictional African culture. I should probably say reading recommendations. That's not a segment we've done in a while.
Oh, yes.
Reading recommendations!
Based on the Black Panther?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a theme for this. We haven't used it in a long while.
Let's put a smile on that face.
This week's reading recommendations.
And for Origin stuff, Fantastic Four, 52, 53, the stuff we just covered. I'm hard-pressed to not recommend stuff from this era of Stan and Jax. It's all great. That's not true. A lot of it's really great.
A lot of it's really good.
Some of it's really bad. But there's still plenty of good. Last year, especially the early stuff, I think it started in 2016. The most recent Black Panther title, just Black Panther, nothing else. There's been a few other ones in there too. There's a new one that just started this week. I haven't tried it out yet though. I'm going to by the time this comes out, but I haven't read it yet. Black Panther by Ta-Nehisi Coates is phenomenal. Like, there's been plenty of boring interpretations of the Black Panther, and his really kind of revitalized an interest in the character for me. Also, the stuff around 2007 is really good with the Black Panther. If you go back to that time, it's around, if you go back to kind of the era around his marriage to Storm, there was a big focus and push to make that character interesting again, and that's all pretty good stuff.
Black Panther married Storm?
They were married for quite a while.
Like, from the X-Men?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
And by quite a while, I mean about 7 years.
That's a lot in comic book years.
Yeah.
It's like a lifetime.
Yeah, then they got divorced, and then she banged Wolverine, like, immediately.
Rebound.
Like, they had, like, a Skype call. He's like, you know what? I respect that we're divorced. No, please do anything but go to him. And then she immediately was just like, Wolverine!
Wow.
We're doing it!
Wow.
It's not the stuff I'm recommending, though. But yeah, I would say if you go around the wedding of Black Panther and Storm, and really if you kind of expand yourself out from that point, I should have looked up issue numbers. I didn't. Sorry, just did this on the fly.
Uh.
I also really liked Fantastic Four post-Civil War. Reed and Sue leave the team, and it's Black Panther, Storm, Johnny, and Ben. They team up with the Silver Surfer. That's really good stuff. And those are my Black Panther recommendations that I just made up. I'm sure I'm missing some.
Good for you.
Do what you can, I guess.
Not bad for ad-lib on the eve of Snowmageddon.
From there, I guess it's time for a letter.
To the editors.
Now for my favorite part of the show. What did I say? Talk to the audience. Oh, God, this is always death.
Here's another one of your letters to the editors.
This is going to be a tough one for you, but we'll try it out.
Okay.
Who has the best non-superpowered henchman?
I have no clue.
Well, I'll give two answers then.
Yes. What about Lex Luthor's henchmen?
I thought you'd go there and be like, Otis from the Superman movie.
Yeah.
I want Ned Beatty.
Yes.
And I want him to squeal like a pig.
Oh, no.
Wrong movie.
Very much the wrong movie.
Name me another famous banjo song not from Deliverance.
I'm as hard-pressed to answer that question as I am the previous.
As hard-pressed as Ned Beatty being told to squeal like a pig?
I'm going to be sick now.
You guys, go watch Deliverance. Reading recommendations. It's a good movie.
It is a good movie.
Dark movie.
It's not very, cheery.
No. Best non-superpower henchman. I'm going to say one of them being a little bit of a cop-out. I'll go with the better answer, the second one. Dr. Doom. He literally runs a country, a lot of it by fear. And at certain points, we'll just see him as a leader where everyone has to smile and say that everything's really nice and they'll do whatever for him. Mm. But it's all just out of fear. So, big grin, but just terrified for their lives and they'll do anything for him.
Oh, yes, Dr. Doom, whatever you say.
Yeah, he has a whole nation to do whatever. So he has a pretty good amount of henchmen on the spot.
Okay.
I'll also say the Hellfire Club, and we might do some reading about them before the next X-Men movie. Maybe we won't, maybe we will. But they work essentially at a high-class BDSM club. So they don't really focus too much on it, but they're also walking around in identical matching kind of
outfits?
Yeah, leather suits and these face masks with a mouth hole and some eye holes.
So pretty much
with guns, yeah. So I'm going to say the Hellfire Club, they're just toting guns around. That's not really what they're designed to be, but when you start thinking about it a little too much, you're like, that's weird.
That's sensational.
Yeah.
That could not be in the new
Couldn't
Marvel.
make it now.
Yeah.
Couldn't have Hellfire henchmen. Yeah, so the weird BDSM henchmen of the Hellfire Club, I guess. That's a weird group.
Here, I have a letter to the editor from me to you.
Okay.
Come up with one New Year's resolution for a current comic book character that you'd like to see them fulfill in the new year.
Who needs to change?
I can tell this is a good question.
I don't know. Well, I'm thinking, I was honestly morphing. I'm what do I want to see from the industry? And I thought about what do I want to see from readers. You know what? I'm going to change it. I'm going to give it to what do I want readers to do for the new year.
Okay. Buy more books.
Well, it's not that. It's because it's mostly Marvel's fault and a little bit DC. Be willing to try things that aren't number ones.
Okay.
It doesn't matter at all. Maybe you could say a new creative team, or maybe the start of a new arc, but number ones are worthless. What do I want to see for a character this year? I want Batman to go through with his marriage.
There you go.
Do it, Batman. Get married.
Would this be his first marriage? I mean, we know that he's kind of had his pick of the Gotham litter.
I think this will... I'm sure there's been I'm sure someone can actually maybe a Silver Age book where he was hypnotized into marrying someone for an issue or something. But yeah, this would be the first major one.
All right.
Yes, I'm committing to that answer.
Okay.
But also throwing on an addendum of I'm sure there was a weird Silver Age one where he was married for some reason.
Okay, but you want to get married now.
Yeah.
There's no time like the president.
Go through with that, Batman. Go through with your engagement.
Okay, there we go.
Will.
Time to plug.
EditorsNoteComics.com, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and the rest.
On all kinds of podcasting platforms, please rate, review, and subscribe, especially on iTunes.
That's the one that matters.
Yes, it does.
If you'll get the show a day early every single week, patreon.com/editorsnotecomics, little as $1 a month. Believe me, every dollar helps keep the store alive and well.
Puts $3 in Zach's wallet that somebody could steal and donate to charity.
Well, this is probably a little bit too real of a statement, but I'll say it anyway. If you come in intermittently or whatnot, come on in, especially at this time of the year. I cut my orders way back because foot traffic is, obviously slower in the winter.
It's miserable out.
But at the same time, my bills are higher during the winter. My heating bill is going to be insane this month. It costs more to heat the store than it does my house.
Maybe you should take some of that cock to the store.
Yeah. I have in the past.
Oh.
But yeah, bills are higher, but it's also less money during this time of the year. So if you haven't been in a while, swing on through, because
Somebody could be winning a $10 gift certificate to the Editor's Note Comics store. Remember, I said 16 inches of snow from Snowmageddon this week. If I'm wrong, the first person to tweet at me, which will probably be on Friday, and I verify it, you will get a $10 gift card to Editor's Note Comics.
Really, it's just the heating bill. I have electric heat in there. It's awful.
Electric heat is like really energy inefficient.
And expensive.
You know what's actually really good and efficient is propane.
Oh, you know what I don't have the option of? Hooking up propane.
Oh, you got a problem there, don't you?
Yeah. No, I guess that's it. We'll be back next week.
Oh, by the way, I'm at Junior Rich for those of you looking to tweet at me.
That would help.
Yes.
I don't know. I'm thinking about trying a wild thing, or we'll do a thing we've been talking about. I'll give you the choice.
Ooh, maybe we'll do
Live.
the wild thing.
Well, the wild thing involves more work for you.
Oh, never mind then. The hell with that.
I like to start the new year off every year with a terrible idea that backfires.
Was that going to be the wild thing?
Yeah.
Well, this is a lot better than last year's New Year's episode.
Well, hang on. So next week, we're either going to do all the Rocky movies and Creed.
Ooh.
Oh, look, you just need to watch one movie.
I know.
You know what the rest are.
That's a lot of content.
Just, you can speak like 5 minutes on each. That'll fill it out nicely.
Okay.
We don't need 5 minutes for 5.
No, we don't.
Bad. The scene with Mickey is the worst part of it.
There, we just...
My rings outside is funny. Sue me for what? Definitely assault.
Also, my whole feeling about that is, how in the world did Paulie screw up their financial situation that bad when he was with them in Russia?
Or so Rocky and Creed.
Yeah? Or your really shitty creative idea that's going to backfire?
Well, it would be because of you.
Oh.
Or you prep the whole show. You make up your own show.
Oh.
We do a Jared show. We keep it inside pop culture. You don't have to do news. You don't have to, whatever the hell you want to do. Fill an hour of content.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, we're gonna do the bad show.
Absolutely. It's gonna be the best show in the history of the damn show, man.
I don't know. I'm not doing any prep. Or if I need to do a thing, just tell me.
You just get the news ready, man.
No, that's not it. You do the news. Or no news.
I have to do the news, too?
I still have to edit the damn thing.
Oh, wow. Okay, well...
I'm not saying edit it.
All right, I'll do the show.
If you want to do news, you can do news.
I'll do the show.
If you want to do a new segment, try and inject some new life into it.
Give me some of your sources. Email me some of the sources that you use, all right, for gleaning some news, and I will... Listen, tell your friends, tell your friends' friends, tell people you don't like. Tell anybody. I want you to
those people. The people you don't like.
Listen, Jerry Six has control of the show next week, bitches.
I'm out. Oh boy.
Time to go start prepping.